What is up, guys? It is your boy Winston. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. We have a little bit of an update video for Archetype Ghoti. We got some new support cards that were leaked today, thankfully, because I was dying for the support personally. But before we get on into the video today and all the cards that were leaked, please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you let me know what you think. And also make sure to check out all my social media. If you want to watch any of this content live, I usually do stream it first and then I upload it to YouTube at twitch.tv/Winster. Make sure you guys check that out. I have a pretty active Discord for fighting games and anything Yu-Gi-Oh! Make sure you guys subscribe. Let's get right into the news today, because I'm pretty fucking excited. So for the new cards that were revealed today, we got 3 effect monsters, 2 synchros, and 2 trap cards. We're going to go at it one at a time. The effect monsters, forgive me if I am butchering these. Ezep, the Omen of the Ghoti, Snop, Eos, Shadow of the Ghoti, the last effect monster, Zeep, Ruby of the Ghoti. The 2 synchros are Arion Pus, Serpent of the Ghoti, Gulgum, Spear of the Ghoti, and then the 2 traps are Ghoti Cosmos, and the last one's Ghoti Fear. If a fish, let's go over it. Ezep, the Omen of the Ghoti. If a fish monster became banished, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the standby phase in the next turn after this card was banished, you can target one of your Ghoti traps that is banished on your graveyard. Set that target. You can only use each effect of Ezep, Omen of the Ghoti, once per turn. I do think this card is okay. If you do end up running this actual card, it'll probably be just like a one-of. If that, maybe you could run 2, depending how the build you're going to end up running. But I could definitely see 2 and 1. I could see how it could be a little bit cloggy. As to Snop, Shadow of the Ghoti, during the main phase quick effect, you could banish 2 fish monsters from your hand and or graveyard. Special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you could target 1 face-up card on the field, banish it. When it leaves the field, if this card becomes banished, you could banish 1 fish from your graveyard. Add this card from your hand. You could only use each effect of Snops, the Shadow of the Ghoti, once per turn. I do think the card is actually pretty good. It allows that recursion effect, but at the same time, the 2 fish monsters from your hand, I wish it was just banish 2 cards from your hand, and I wish it wasn't super specific. But I could definitely see the same thing as Ezep, as running like maybe 2, maybe 1. It's just that cost is so high. The next effect monster is Zep, Ruby of the Ghoti. I do love this artwork, man. A lot of these art are like those fucking cosmic horrors, but this is a level 2 monster tuner. You can banish this card from your hand, then target 1 fish monster in your graveyard. Banish it during your opponent's turn. While this card is banished, you could special summon it. If this card is special, you could, except during the damage step, immediately after this effect resolves, single summon 1 fish monster using this card you control. You could use only each effect of Zeep, the Ruby of the Ghoti, once per turn. I do like this card. This actually is pretty good. It's not so specific on certain cards. It's just 1 fish monster, so that could honestly be anything. So I do like this card. I wish it was a level 4, but at least we got something, right? This next card is probably like the best. It's super generic and it does allow a lot of recursion. So if this card is synchro summon, you could banish 1 level 6 or lower fish monster in your deck. So right off the bat, pretty strong. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you could target 1 fish in your graveyard, banish that target. Then you could add 1 fish monster with equal or lower level from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn. That in itself is pretty strong. So I'm already liking this card. Super generic, right off the bat, banishes a card. So then you start getting the effects of the Ghotis. So in my personal opinion, I think this thus far is pretty good. Gulgum, the Spear of the Ghoti. Materials is 1 fish tuner and then 1 non-tuner. Unfortunately, it's not as generic as the previous one, but you know what? We'll take it. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you could banish that opponent's monster. Okay, that's pretty good. During your opponent's standby phase, you could banish this card. Then, if all monsters used as material for this card's synchro summon are in the graveyard, you could special summon all of them, but banish them when they leave the field. You can only use each effect of Gulgum, the Spear of the Ghoti, once per turn. So I think this would bring out obviously the ones that as soon as they're summoned go straight into synchro. which is pretty good. So you can go battle phase, right, and then banish this, and then bring out the other two, swing, or and then synchro again into another one, and then go for game. So this is supposed to bring out the bigger one. So I can see how this could be really good, but I wish it was just a little bit more generic. And I wish it just did a little bit more. But banishing a monster at the beginning of the battle step is pretty good. Alright, so the first trap off the list is apply these effects in sequence based on the number of banished fish monsters. So that's pretty good. You're not limited to, like, if you just have your whole banish is all the fishes, then this applies. If one, your fish monsters cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. Okay, that's not bad. 4, the activation of effect of fish monsters. Effects activated on your field cannot be negated this turn. Okay, so the activation and the effects can't be negated. 8, god damn. At least it's not super restrictive, or this only applies if you have vanished Ghoti monsters. So at least it's just fish. But goddamn, 8, that's a lot. Especially summon one fusion or one fish synchro from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. You can only activate one Ghoti Cosmos per turn. Like, it's okay, but goddamn 8? Like, why not like 6? But 8, that's a lot. The last one on the list from Darkwing Blast. You can target one fish monster you control and one monster your opponent controls. Banish both monsters until your next standby phase. Okay, kind of like an Icarus attack. If a fish monster is special summoned to your field while any card is banished, you could banish this card from your graveyard or face up spell and trap zone. All fish monsters you currently control gain 100 attack for each of the card currently banished. Oh wow, that's good. Until the end of the turn. You can only use each effect of Ghoti Fury once per turn. I think this trap card, it could have been a spell. I guess it's not too bad. But like, this is very lackluster. I think if you put in the right tech cards, it could be really, really good. Tech cards that I would recommend picking up for the deck: Dimensional Fissure. If you want to hit your opponent with some floodgates, these are perfect cards to have in the deck. You could get a super rare, secret rare right now for about $6-7, give or take, first eds. So if you're planning to play this, this is a good tech card. Oh well, no, it's like $10. But this is a great tech card to not only get your fishes in play, but you know, floodgate your opponent as well. Another card what I would definitely recommend is Dimensional Shifter. I would recommend this card as well. Fantastic card. It just got a new reprint, and not only in the tins but in the structure deck, so you can get this card pretty cheap. But I think that's another card you should be looking at if you're planning to build this deck. I did have one more on here, Macro Cosmos. So I would also recommend picking up Macro Cosmos. You could get a common for $2. You could also get an ultra rare for about $4, $5. So this is also another great way to floodgate your opponent. I would definitely recommend picking these up overall if you're planning to play this deck. As for my personal thoughts on the actual support, I definitely think the support is very, very lackluster. I wish they gave us a monster, banishes from the deck, special summon this, special summon fish, you know, from your graveyard. You know, I wish we had something along those lines. I think some of these are very just lackluster. This guy, the cost is too much, doesn't really do much. And I wish we got a level 4 tuner. That way we could go into like better plays or outside of the archetype of Ghoti. Because thankfully a lot of the effects that special summon don't lock you into any kind of archetype, so maybe we could use some other generic synchros for the deck. I definitely wish that we got something along those lines. Only time could tell. Who knows, maybe we might get something in another set, but hopefully Konami doesn't forget about this archetype and just, you know, leaves it and abandons it. I just want to see more because I love this art style. This art style is amazing. Art style is fantastic. Look at this, man. I'd be scared if I ran into this shit in space. Given I'd be scared if I was in space, but imagine running into this shit. What the fuck is that? The ocean? What is that? But let me know, guys, what you guys think of the new reveal for the cards. Let me know how you guys feel about the archetype overall. Which one's your favorite Ghoti card? Are you going to be playing this deck? Any kind of tips for me or for anyone else watching this video? Make sure you guys leave it in the comment section below. Let me know. But that is going to be it for today's video. I'm going to try to keep up with this deck as much as I can, so make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, and that's going to be it. Peace out, and thank you for checking out the video.